guys, so I'm here with another reaction, and this is 5 Bruce Lee facts. And yes, I love Bruce. I've been knowing this guy for a long time. You know, if you don't know about Bruce Lee, then man, you gotta be living under a rock. I mean, this guy really, he really did, like, in terms of, like, you know, he paved the way for, like, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. Because of him, like, in video games, you know, they got inspirations, you know, like Liu Kang, martial law, Fei Long, and etc. But, you know, there's a lot of characters that were inspired by this guy, and it's crazy. So let's see these facts. I've seen that movie.
He brought martial arts to the mainstream cinema, boasting a level of skill that few, if any, can match.
You get mysticism, you get hyper-masculinity. This guy is like, bang!
He's putting balls on Chinese men.
Welcome to Watch Mojo's Top 5 Facts. In this installment, we're counting down the 5 most fascinating things that you probably didn't know about Bruce Lee.
The philosophy Bruce Lee actually had was the simpler the better, the most effective, the direct line. The other stuff was all Hollywood.
We'll be sticking to
Was that Al Bundy from Married with Children?
things that we could actually verify as true. So you won't hear anything about him playing ping pong with nunchucks. That was a digital creation and didn't actually happen.
Okay, now that I did not know. How you play ping pong with nunchucks? Like, you got... man.
This isn't real. What is real? How do you define real?
Number 5. He could dance as well as he could fight.
I've seen that film too, The Chinese Connection. Pretty good, pretty good.
We all know about his fists, but Bruce Lee had feet of fury.
Big balls?
For kicking, yeah, but I mean also for dancing. In the 50s, a young Bruce Lee built a reputation as a street fighter in Hong Kong. He even ran with a gang called the Tigers of Junction Street. However, his coordination also earned him surprising recognition as a dancer. Shortly before leaving for America in 1958, Lee actually became a national dance champion when he won the Crown Colony Cha-Cha Championship. His parents knew that he was destined for even greater things through martial arts, though, and packed him off on a ship to the United States. Without a lot of money to his name still, while traveling to the US, Lee utilized his second skill and charged fellow steamship passengers for dance lessons.
That's the guy, right, from Ping Pong? Not Ping Pong. Balls of Fury. I forgot that guy's name though. I saw a clip from that movie where he fights this guy. I forgot who it was, but I never knew it was him though. So until a few years ago, somebody said it's funny how nobody knows that he's from Balls of Fury, and I looked. I'm like, what? So yeah, that's crazy.
Number 4. An extra challenged Lee on set and lost.
The word star, man, it's an illusion. It's something what the public calls you.
As Lee's fame increased, so did the challenges against him. Never one to back down, he reportedly once had an encounter with an extra on the set of Enter the Dragon.
Oh, don't hit that.
That's my favorite movie of Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. In my opinion, that's his best movie. I think this is the movie where Mortal Kombat got the idea. If you remember in that movie, they had Shao Kahn had his island. I think they got the idea from this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
The story goes that the young man taunted Lee, who was eventually like, well, come at me, bro. Though the kid was apparently pretty good, all accounts describe Lee's systematic destruction of his opponent. I
think right there, that was Jackie Chan, but like in that little small cameo, I think that's him.
And afterwards, Lee gave his rival a lesson in how to improve his technique. Another similar anecdote came out of Enter the Dragon. A young Jackie Chan was working on the film when Lee accidentally smashed him in the face with a stick. Chan laughed the incident off though, more grateful to be touched by his idol than anything else.
And actually I'm not paying anymore because, you know, young guy and me, very tough. But suddenly, I don't know why, I just pretend very painful. I just want Bruce Lee hold me as long as he can.
Number 3. Lee's corpse is on film.
Forensic scientists from around the world came up with the conclusion that he had had a hypersensitive reaction to this medication that he had been given for a headache.
For all Lee's triumph, he led a tragically short life as well, starring in just 5 movies before he suddenly died at the age of 32.
How do you like that?
At the time of his passing, Lee was midway through production of the appropriately named Game of Death.
Oh. Such an idiot. Yeah, I remember in Game of Death, yeah, I heard about how he was filming it, but then eventually they had to, because of his death, they got somebody else to play him for the rest of the film. But I don't remember it being caught though. Is it?
In order to complete the film, writers wrote around Lee's absence by having his character fake his own death. It sparked a bit of controversy, however, as actual footage of Lee's memorial, including close-ups of his open casket, were used in the final cut. Also in the final cut were a few moments where it was very clear that a body double, or a cardboard cutout, was standing in for Lee.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that. No, that was a very big mistake.
Number 2. Lee helped bring martial arts to the West.
God, this guy's
The
fast.
Kung Fu practitioners believed that martial arts should only be taught by the Chinese to the Chinese. Bruce saw it differently.
Our backyard was always a backyard school. So for Jim Coburn to come over or Steve McQueen to come over was like not that big a deal.
He opened up a school in San Francisco that didn't discriminate. As his fame grew, so did the profile of his clientele, which included Hollywood celebrities Steve McQueen and James Coburn, and NBA star Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Was that him in the movie? Kareem Abdul? Was that him in Game of Death when he fought that big dude? Was that him? I have no idea.
Which was the best? Depending, okay? Now, as a fighter, Steve McQueen, that son of a gun, got the toughness in him.
His teaching, and the fact that he was a movie star at a time when there was still a lot of prejudice towards Asian people in Hollywood, made Lee instrumental in bringing martial arts to America and beyond.
And that?
And for this movie, I believe that they got it was a Fist of Legend that took the idea from this movie too, with Jet Li, which is a good film, by the way. I love that movie too.
Number 1. Lee was too fast for...
I'm not gonna lie, I had a feeling about this because everybody who talks about Bruce, they always say that the cameras could not keep up with him. If the cameras cannot keep up with you, then that says a lot right there. Speaks for itself.
Cameras. Just how fast was Bruce Lee? There are lots of stories on the internet that are hard to actually confirm as fact.
Karate Kid.
For instance, we couldn't find any footage or eyewitness testimony of him grabbing grains of rice out of the air with chopsticks, as many sites claim he was able to do. Another popular legend that
Bruce Lee was too fast to be captured on camera. The workaround they came up with is amazing.
we couldn't confirm is that they had to shoot his fight scenes at a higher frame rate because he was too fast to be caught at 24 frames per second. Whether that's true or not, he could clearly move fast enough to look like a blur on film.
There is the finger jab, there is the punch, there is the back fist, and then low. Of course, then they use leg, straight at the groin, all come up.
He did say that he learned to slow down his technique for the benefit of the camera. And still, if you slow down some of his moves, you can often see that what you thought was just one strike was actually 2. So what do you think? How much of Bruce Lee is legend and how much is fact?
And you really think that's true?
Until next time, in the words of Lee himself, punch when you have to punch, kick when you have to kick.
Yeah, I mean, that really says a lot. I mean, if the cameras cannot keep up with you, that's crazy. I mean, I began watching Bruce Lee way back in like 2004 or 5, I think. I mean, it really does suck, you know, how... I mean, he should have had a longer career, like, seriously. It's even more unfortunate when you find out that his son died, too. You know, Brandon Lee, who played the Crow in the Crow movie. I mean, because I feel like if he would have lived on, he would have done movies to honor Bruce, but fortunately not. So, I mean, it really does suck. That's all I got on this. That's all I got in this video. Let me know, do you guys like Bruce Lee? What you think of this video? Or did you grow up with Bruce Lee and all that stuff? So be sure to click the notification button. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So then, R.I.P. Signing out.